Alright, today I'm going to try and attempt to fix my sagging suspension. So my Timbren suspension, as you can see here, has dropped and gotten awfully close to the fenders. So I reached out to Timbren, and what they did is they sent me new springs. Hard to see them there. These are the springs here. So I originally purchased the 3,500 pound heavy duty 4-inch lift suspension from Timbren, and what they did is they sent me out some 5,200 pound springs to try to eliminate the sag. I don't know why, because this trailer, I'm guessing, maybe weighs a total of 1,500 pounds right now. But we're going to attempt to fix that, and I'll try to show you how it goes. Okay, so to remove the springs, the rubber jaunt springs out of the Timbrens, first we'll need to remove this spring here. And in order to remove this spring, I'll need to jack the trailer up. That way I can get it to compress to hold it in place so I can take the bolt out. Once we get this unbolted, we'll lower the trailer back down to release this. Once this is out, then I can jack the trailer back up, allowing the swing arm to drop all the way down, which would then allow me to pull that main spring out. And on the main spring, if you look here, what you'll see is they got just these pegs here that kind of plug in on the framework of it. Same thing with this hole here on the back. So these main springs are not actually bolted in. They're just, I guess, compression fit in. So I'm going to work on getting that bolt out and getting these swapped out. Okay, so I got this spring out, got the trailer jacked up, so now you can see I was able to droop it. Tire's still touching. Got it swung up pretty high now. So what we'll do, we're going to try to climb under here and pop the old spring out, put the new one in. So it might be a little hard to see in this lighting. You can see how the lower pins popped out of the swing arm. The upper one's still in. So I should be able to just pop that off. So there's the 3,500 pound spring, and we will install the 52. But before we do, you can see the peg here up top and the two holes. Kind of hard to see down there. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this done here by myself. So we need to somehow get this to line up and pop in place. And unplug my brakes there so I'm not dragging on them. Let's see if I can. It might be easy if I get a little bit of soapy water, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some soapy water. Alright, so I got the bottom 2 pins in. So I'm gonna slowly crank this trailer down and make sure I get this top pin aligned up here. So I'm gonna crawl out and try that. Periodically checking. Probably be easier with 2 people, but it's just me. I'm a little too impatient. As I want to try to get this done. So right now the issue I have is this upper pin is quite a ways in front of this spring. So I gotta figure out maybe it'd be easier to put the top one in first, so let me jack it back up. There we go. So I got that top one popped in, the bottom front one's in. I just need to get that bottom rear one in, but that should happen as I lower it. All right, so both the top and bottom pins are set in, so I should be able to put the weight back on the front or on the axle. Put that front spring up there back in, and then that front spring bolt, you'll torque it to 30 to 35 foot-pounds, I believe. Alright, before I put it that front spring down there back in, I have the weight. As you can see here, the jack's not touching. I have the weight sitting back on the suspension, and I gained all that room back, so I'm very happy with that. The tire is now recentered where it should be. I'm very pleased. So I don't know if I originally got a soft springs, or maybe they sent my kit with the wrong springs in it. But as you can see now, we definitely got the room. So I'm super happy. So now I'm just going to bolt this all back together, and we will have this problem solved. So now I got lowered. Basically all we got to do is stick this spring back in here and reset or rebolt in our So as you can see, in order to get that to keep from spinning, I need to jack the trailer back up to compress this a little bit. That way we can tighten this down. So I'm going to get that done. Well, it's amazing the difference too. I'm just noticing the weight's sitting on this suspension right now. This side's got the 5,200 pound spring, and this bushing or this spring is pretty much touching here, where on the driver's side of the trailer it's kind of hard to see it, but from my point of view I can see like a 3/4 inch gap. So like I said, I don't know if there's no way these springs, there's no way I have these springs maxed out. There's no way this trailer weighs 3,500 pounds yet. I don't have the interior done, but to be safe, talking with Timbren and everything, we decided to go to the 52s to gain my clearance back, so I don't have to cut the fenders off and redo them. So I'm hoping the 52s still ride good. These 35s rode really good. So anyway, I'm gonna get it buttoned up, get that other side done, and I'll give you a quick walk around as soon as I get everything put back together. So I got my suspension all fixed up, solved my problem. So to give you an idea, as you can see, the jacks, they're not touching the ground here. But before we only had like a 1/4 inch gap in here, and now I feel I got plenty of room there. I'm comfortable with that. Now once we build out the interior, we'll see how it sits. But it seems to sit a lot better now. You know, speaking with Timbren, they said the suspension shouldn't sag. It's supposed to rebound. So we'll see how well it works. But Timbren was really great to work with me on this and help me solve this issue, because it'd be a really big job cutting all these fender brackets off and relocating everything. So I'm glad this worked out the way it did. So I'll just keep an eye on that gap, and if it drops, like, I don't know, if it comes down a little bit more, I'll be comfortable with that. I mean, I don't plan on rock crawling the thing. So, and even before, with the gap that it had, that little 1/4 inch gap, it didn't rub going down the road, because the tire would swing forward as it comes up with that swing arm. So it wasn't rubbing then, but now it definitely shouldn't rub. So, but here's the passenger side, got that done. And on the driver's side, as you can see, got my gap back in there. Felt the same as the front. So it all worked out. Changing these springs is super easy. As you can see in the beginning there, I struggled. Easiest thing to do is, after reading the instructions, put a little soapy water on them, and they go in pretty quick. Simple job. This is something, heck, you could do on the side of the road. It literally doesn't take that long. That driver's side literally took me only like maybe 5 minutes to completely swap out the spring. But that's it for now. That's just the update on how I fixed the fender clearance issue. My next update I'm doing will be on the galley. So I did forget to film, but I did start the galley. So I'll make a video on that and what I've done in there and my thought process behind it. So thanks for watching.